With summer almost behind us, it's time we took a look towards the busiest time of year for games, the holiday season, and wow is it jam-packed with amazing games. Developers of all shapes and sizes are competing for your hard-earned cash, so let's go over a few games we think that you should keep your eye on. September 2021. Life is Strange: True Colors. For PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PC, and Nintendo Switch, releasing on September 9th. From the developers of Before the Storm, Deck 9 Games is hard at work creating the next Life is Strange adventure. Alex Chen returns to her hometown after 8 years to reunite with her brother who suddenly dies. Using her power of empathy, allowing her to see and absorb other people's feelings, she must find the truth behind her brother's death in this choice-based adventure game. Tales of Arise, PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S, September 10th. The 17th entry in the Tales of series is shaking things up for its 20th anniversary. Alphen and the mysterious Shion take up arms against the Renans who have enslaved the people of Dana for 300 years. A man who can't feel pain, and a woman whose touch brings nothing but. Together they wield the blazing sword in Arise's completely reworked combat system that plays more like Bayonetta than Street Fighter. Deathloop, PlayStation 5 and PC, September 14th. It's assassin versus assassin in this recurring game of death. Blackreef Island is stuck in a time loop, and Colt's only way out is to end the lives of 8 targets. His rival assassin Juliana's goal, however, is to kill him and keep the loop going. Deathloop seeks to marry single and multiplayer shooters, with players being able to take on the role of either Colt or Juliana. With a retro 60s style art aesthetic and the ability to play as an African American woman, sadly uncommon today, Deathloop looks to be one of the most unique titles this year. Kena: Bridge of Spirits, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and PC, September 21st. In an abandoned village, a young girl discovers a forgotten community filled with lost spirits. In this action-adventure title, Kena must free those trapped spirits by exploring, solving puzzles, and engaging in fast-paced combat. This is an absolutely gorgeous title that actually looks like a Pixar movie in motion, and we're very excited to dive into this colorful world. Sable, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC, September 23rd. Sable is one of those games that looks like it was made specifically for me. It's an exploration game with an incredible art style where everything that happens is up to you. There are puzzles in the world and people to help, but it's all optional. You can experience Sable's pilgrimage through the desert at your own pace and your own way. Diablo 2 Resurrected, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PC, and Nintendo Switch, September 23rd. There is a cow level in the remake of Diablo 2, though the cows look a little different. This remaster gives us 4K resolution, 60 frames per second, completely remastered cutscenes, remastered sound, a shared stash, and so much more while somehow retaining the soul of the original. For the first time, it's also coming to all consoles, both previous and current gen, including Nintendo Switch. Get ready to hack, slash, and argue over which loot belongs to which friend all over again. Death Stranding Director's Cut, PlayStation 5, September 24th. Hideo Kojima basically had the run of things with 2019's Death Stranding, so why the need for a director's cut? Well, it's simply an enhanced release, with additional content including more stealth-focused sections just like Metal Gear. We love the so-called walking simulator, and we can't wait to reunite America once more with enhanced features like cross-save, faster loading speeds, 4K resolution, 60 frames per second support, and more. Lemnis Gate, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC, September 28th. It's hard to describe Lemnis Gate, as it's a turn-based first-person shooter involving time loops, where one player takes a 25-second turn, then time rewinds for the second player to take just that same 25 seconds to counter it. It sounds complicated, but after just a few rounds you'll have the hang of it. It injects a healthy dose of strategy into a high-speed action package, requiring both players to think more chess than checkers. October 2021. Far Cry 6, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC, October 7th. Far Cry 6 tells the story of the island of Yara and its less than benevolent dictator Anton Castillo, played by the amazing Giancarlo Esposito. With significant changes to the progression system and an all-new cast of amigos to recruit, there's a whole lot of new going on in this ongoing series. We've got a 6-hour preview up at GamingTrend.com, as well as several videos showcasing the game in motion, but you won't have to wait long to try it for yourself. Nintendo Switch OLED, October 8th. While many people were hoping for a more substantial upgrade, including myself, as one of the few people who owned a PlayStation Vita can tell you, an OLED screen is no joke. This enhancement will hopefully breathe new life into the older Switch games with colors that pop, even if they don't actually look or run any better. Metroid Dread, Nintendo Switch, October 8th. Samus is finally back. Need we say more? Well, if you missed out on the series up till now, the bounty hunter is fresh off of Metroid Fusion, where she fought the X-Parasite, a deadly life form that fused her suit to her body. Now Samus will have to contend with EMMI robots who can't be hurt by conventional weaponry. She'll explore planet ZDR and find new weapons and abilities, but will it be enough to stop these deadly foes? Let's hope it is, so we don't have to wait quite so long for another Metroid game. Back for Blood, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC, October 12th. We've had lots of hands-on time with Back 4 Blood here at Gaming Trend, and while there were enough kinks to justify the initial delay, Back 4 Blood has always looked like the return to the Left 4 Dead formula we've wanted for a very long time. A new card system shakes up the formula, but most of the elements we're all familiar with remain. With the addition of a PvP that turned out to be way more entertaining than we anticipated, there's a lot to look forward to in this co-op zombie experience. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PC, and Nintendo Switch, October 26th. In this brand new title from Eidos Montreal, you'll take on the role of Star-Lord as you traverse the galaxy, engaging in Devil May Cry-esque combat and make decisions that will affect your relationship with the other Guardians. It may have had a lukewarm reception at E3, but that Sony showcase sure got us excited. We can't wait to see what wacky hijinks the Guardians of the Galaxy will get up to in this fresh take on one of Marvel's most dysfunctional group of heroes. Age of Empires 4, PC, October 28th. After a very long wait, it's finally almost here. Age of Empires gets a massive graphical overhaul while keeping with what made the previous games great. Whether you tackle your conquest with technology or with overwhelming force, it's almost time to rewrite history, and it couldn't be in better hands than with the Relic dev team. If you're a strategy fan, you probably already got this on your radar. Battlefield 2042, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC, October 22nd. EA's flagship franchise finally returns, and it looks to be one of the strongest entries in Battlefield franchise history. DICE is completely focused on their strengths, and that's multiplayer. They're cranking up the chaos by increasing the player count to 128 players on a single map. If that's not enough chaos for you, they're also adding dynamic weather to shake things up, as well as soldiers with innate abilities. To put a splash on the otherwise questionable full-priced game, you'll be able to create your own game types with a ridiculously customizable editor. It's the most ambitious Battlefield in a very long time. The only problem is that it's not coming sooner. November 2021. Call of Duty Vanguard, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC, November 5th. While there may be some fatigue for the annual Call of Duty release, the developers at Sledgehammer Games have done their very best to take an oft-used setting and make it feel as fresh as possible. The campaign looks like a tension-filled ride through the formation of some of the Special Forces units we've seen from real-world history, and I'm excited to see the alternate view they're going with. The multiplayer is still as fast and frantic as possible, with the new destructibility changing up how you play the maps. Not only that, but there's a new Warzone map coming. Time to head back to the front. Forza Horizon 5, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC, November 9th. The Forza Horizon games are truly excellent racers that appeal to gearheads and those who don't know a clutch from a brake in equal measure, and 5 seems to be no different. The beautiful landscape of Mexico looks like a ton of fun to drive around, and we're ready to get back into that zen state while accomplishing objectives and earning all new cars. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, Nintendo Switch, November 19th. This latest Pokemon remake, Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond, seem to be a step up from the Alpha Ruby and Omega Sapphire on the 3DS. While it's still a 1-to-1 remake of the Sinnoh region, these games add trainer customization along with a few features from Pokemon Platinum. With how slow battles were in the original, if any generation needs a remake, it's this one. Final Fantasy XIV, Endwalker. PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and PC. November 23rd. You should try Final Fantasy XIV. It has a free trial up to level 60, including the critically acclaimed Heaven Sword expansion. Okay, in all seriousness, Final Fantasy XIV is a game near and dear to my heart, where I've met great friends and experienced the best Final Fantasy story in recent memory. With Endwalker taking players to the moon to defeat Fandaniel, Xenos, and the end of the story that began all the way back in 1.0, you could say that I'm looking forward to the expansion. On top of a full-length RPG bringing the level cap up to 90, Endwalker adds 2 new jobs, Sage and Reaper, and Bunny Boys in the form of Viera's male counterparts, with female Hrothgar coming in at a later date. December 2021. Steam Deck. December TBD. So you wanted a Switch Pro, but why settle for the Switch's limited library? With the Steam Deck, you'll be able to play your entire Steam library, or at least most of it, and install basically whatever you want within the Steam OS. Perhaps even Microsoft Word if you want to process words on the go. While we're a bit worried about button placements and long-term support and availability, we can't wait to get our hands on this device. Advance Wars 1 and 2, Reboot Camp. Nintendo Switch, December 3rd. Advance Wars may finally get the audience it deserves, ironically from the Fire Emblem fanbase. These stylized strategy games originally came from the Game Boy Advance, are stunning remakes of the campaigns that we just can't get enough of. Big Brain Academy, Brain vs. Brain. Nintendo Switch, December 3rd. While we haven't seen this series in quite a while, this brain training puzzler is back on the Nintendo Switch with a focus on competing for scores both online and offline. It might not be the best at parties, but if the other games are any indication, the minigames will give your mind a workout while also being fun. Dying Light 2. PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC. December 7th. In Dying Light, we put everything on the line for the city of Haran, pushing back the virus that caused zombies to rise from the dead. Well, we failed. Now, 20 years later, humans are cornered in the city, the last major human settlement. We're excited to see how the world evolves with our choices. It's been a long wait for this one, but it's finally coming in December. Halo Infinite, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC. December 8th. At long last, that Master Chief returns to finish the fight. Well, maybe. I mean, given that this is technically the 14th Halo game, including all the spin-offs. And it might be a bit of a long fight, since Halo Infinite sounds like it'll probably have some live service elements. But for many people, this will be the first time that they've donned the Mjolnir-powered assault armor, and we still hope to resolve Cortana's rampancy in the campaign, as well as indulge in what looks to be 343's best version of Halo's iconic multiplayer. What a way to go into Christmas break. Bonus round! Stray. PlayStation 5 and PC. TBD Holiday 2021. Yes, this is the cat game. Yes, we can't wait to cause problems on purpose in a neon-drenched city. And yes, it's still hopefully coming out this year. Stray puts you in the adorable paws of a cat separated from its family. Befriending a drone named B12, the two of you will try to find your way home through puzzle solving, exploration, platforming, stealth, and of course, annoying humans just for good measure. A big shout out to my most esteemed editor David Flynn for making all of this look gorgeous, and to the Gaming Trend team for helping write it. I've been Ron Burke, editor-in-chief for GamingTrend.com. Let us know down in the comments if we missed your favorite game. If you enjoyed this, consider hitting that like and subscribe as it really helps the channel out. Stay safe out there, and happy gaming.